Hi guys, it's me, Zarbon again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the Dragon Ball Z vlogs, I shall be covering the 14th episode of Season 2 of this great show, and the name of it is Zarbon Surprise. But I think that it should be read like this: Zarbon's Surprise! And, it should be read like that because it reminds me of something that my friend Keiko from the college said to me if it got down to that, like, surprise! I'm packing. But, because it's Zarbon here, with a more masculine, albeit effeminate type voice structure, I would expect for the big surprise to be a vagina, but not in this case. His big surprise, the big ugly transformation that makes him into more of a Australian crocodile monster than a man, because he calls it Beauty and the Beast transformation, in which Vegeta and thereby the audience has already seen the awful, the beautiful side of him, the weaker side of him, but when he's transformed into this hulking brute monster, reptilian monster, he resembles more of a crocodile beast more than anything else, being that he is Australian. So, his hair gets all messed up, he gets engorged with strength, with energy, his muscles bulge out, his torso bulges out, his legs bulge out, and all kinds of other things like that. So, and his voice gets deeper too, like this, croaky. But besides that, he not only does he also bulk up and become very ugly, but as we will see soon, he takes on more different fighting style. For example, in the beauty form, he was more of a, like, I don't want to say ballerina, but he was more graceful and more graceful and graceful and delicate in his movements. But in this form, he takes on more of a brutish, almost like a wrestler type persona, in that he goes for more melee combat, and yes, it's not melee, and more clotheslines, more kicks, more heavy kicks to Vegeta's gut inside, and he also pile drives in a very memorable scene in which he creates a new lake in new bay, in a dynamic landscape, using Vegeta's head as the main cloud. But I'll get to that. But I might note here, this ugly crocodile form closely resembles a prototype of what you would expect to see from Broly when that movie comes out. Several years after this episode debuts, Broly is more like a physical powerhouse, but he uses more wrestling and more close combat moves than beam attacks. Although granted, both Bully and Zarbon use beam attacks and powerball attacks and all that stuff for longer range attacks. So it's kind of weird that he does like that. So that's one thing I noticed, that when he transformed from a more beautiful form, his more meek form, both of the bad guys in this, they tend to get really big, real bulky, which is of course for Dragon Ball Z characters, but then they tend to get more unstoppable close combat, melee aspects of attack and all that. So this could be a prototype for the Bully movie and Bully character. I'm not sure on that, but that's one thing I observed. I could be wrong on that aspect. Not Bully. So before we get to the big showdown between Zarbon and Prince Vegeta out there, we do have a little bit of thing going on between Krillin and Dende, because according to Dende, it would take about maybe 4.5, 5 hours to get to the Elder Guru, the oldest Namek, at the current speed that they're going at. So Krillin says, "Fuck this noise, I'm grabbing your kid and we're going to post-haste using my own speed." So he has to then grab onto his, I guess, tunic or whatever you call it, uniform, and they book it post-haste at breakneck speed to the Elder Guru's place, which he does mention of. Now, also, he didn't explain to Krillin that there are 3 suns that orbit around Namek. I don't know how that system will work out, but I have a good feeling that that'll probably reference to the 2 suns of planet Tatooine from Star Wars fame. They see to put one more extra ball of gas in the sky at the time, just for dramatic effect, just so that the whole insomnia thing would come into play. Also, remember how I said a few episodes back that Bulma made a very stupid racist remark about Dende and the other Namekians? Well, it turns out that Krillin also has a little bit of racist bug up his ass, because he said that Dende, because they have 3 suns that orbit around Namek, or however that works, it's no wonder why he's green. This could be a very, very bad racist spark to Piccolo and toward the other Namekians in the group. I'm sure that Mr. Green Boy would love to hear that when he's helping him out later on and talking about Guru. So they eventually make it to the end of and to where the Guru's place is with Nail. I want to say Neo, but whatever. Nail, like a hammer and nail. And I thought it was really funny. I mentioned that. And he's really a larger-than-life character. So, when during the whole fight with Zarbon, Vegeta is like glowing blue like he normally does when he was fighting on Earth. But it's funny because he's glowing so blue that it changes the atmosphere around him, which is actually really cool. I actually really like that. And that when he gets beaten up by Zarbon, they show Krillin over there, gasping at these large explosions in the sky, and then they're going out to show that Vegeta has been beaten, and badly. Now, the funny thing is that Vegeta doesn't know about Zarbon's little transformation surprise, and Zarbon doesn't know that if you beat a Saiyan to almost to the brink of death, and then you leave him alone and let him heal, come back stronger. Whatever doesn't kind of make us stronger than Milo. So the funny thing is that, these two people were employees of Frieza at one time. So you would think that that kind of information would leak to each other. You would find out all about the employees that you work for, or that you might want to rebel against, and all that. I mean, sure, if Vegeta is lower on the rung than Zarbon up here, you would think that at least Zarbon would know about the information about Vegeta, not vice versa. At least that would go above and beyond that point. So I'm surprised that Zarbon wouldn't know anything about the Zenkai thing. If anything, he would know what's called, but he wouldn't know about it. It's not through anybody else, but through Frieza himself, would give him the memo about it. But that's beside the point. Now for the actual fight. Now, I like the way at first when Vegeta was fighting with Zarbon in his pre-form, he showed him ducking and dodging without moving his body around, just his head, to try to save an animation, but that was pretty good too, the way they showed that he's so fast that he can dodge all these attacks and whatnot. But what's really funny is that when they reversed that, when Zarbon was able to transform into ugly brute form, he was able to do the reverse of that, and that he showed numerous times the same animation, but from different angles, I guess, and different sides, and they probably just mirrored it. But they showed him doing the same attack animation, pow pow pow, and then kicking Vegeta in the stomach and stuff, and over multiple times. He also headbutted poor Vegeta several times in the forehead, which it's quite sad to see a prince fall so hard. I mean, back in the beginning when they fought with him and Goku and the bunch, he was like pretty much unstoppable. Now all of a sudden he's like low-key compared to Zarbon in his ugly form. If Zarbon was sent to Earth instead of Vegeta, there'd be no way in hell that Zarbon would be defeated. They would all get trounced easily. So that's that. And then so now we have Vegeta over there. We're on running away, and we're on guard from Zarbon. Now, Zarbon also does various attacks, like kneeing him in the gut. Besides pounding his face in. And one of them includes this type of attack. He does his hand like this. And then he does like an energy blast. And then it comes apart like little missiles. And it makes like this whole puffy and how should I put this? Like puffy / curvy cloud formation of dust. Which is something I really like. And there was also a part where Zarbon shows let's see, what I got now? Oh yeah. Shoots an energy ball at Zarbon, which deflects with ease. I feel like that could be a mirror of when Vegeta did that to Zarbon the Beam in the brief form. So, yeah. It's pretty much a reversal of what happened in the first part. Which is very awesome. I thought Prince got humbled again. But this time it was more by a force that he kinda knew that was gonna be more powerful than himself. Without any fancy tricks, without any fancy Kaioken attacks and all that. And then I think that when it comes to Frieza's soldiers, they all have the same armor, like high-tech same armor, comfortable and all that. But the only thing is that when they do each person has like a different variation of it too. So that's that too. Also, no matter how evil or bad the character is, they never actually do keep the Z fighters in their Dragon Ball, if you know what I mean. Except for one, Android 13. Super Android 13. That's the only time that they do it like that. But other than that, nobody. Zarbon doesn't do it. Frieza doesn't do it. Goku doesn't do it. Captain Yin don't do it. Because they all have, even though they're horrible monsters that can change bodies and do a whole bunch of other bad stuff to you, they have a little bit of an honor code. And they don't do that. They don't do that. You could easily win by doing that, but they don't do it. I guess something just sacred to anybody else. Yeah, that would be probably figure that since you're not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it either. So anyway, Vegeta gets his butt whipped by Zarbon, and from a distance, Krillin and Teddy sentence like, I'm sorry, baby, don't you have something to do there? Don't you need to go away somewhere fast? Now, this might be like a non-sorry, went off joking and all that, but they repeat the same thing for the Boo Saga with Trunks, in that they have to hurry up and find a Dragon Yard. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is fighting with the Majin Buu, buying for time. I'll cover that when I get to that part. But right now the fight's pretty intense. With Vegeta being hit by it several times over, but with him being kicked several times in the gut. Knee in the gut. And it's funny that all the time, all the boginess in his true form, which is kind of like a opening number for Frieza again too, because he had the true form, but like 120 million points or something like that. So he regressed down to keep the power flow minimum. I guess Zarbon also did the same thing, like the true format, the ugly form, and the B format, more of a power down state. Get to pick women or to I don't know, conserve power or to surprise the enemies or whatever. But they ended up doing that, and then he does trying to end this little game, something similar to that. And what he does is he knocks G down off this high horse, and then he grabs him from behind, grabs him, and starts running fast toward the Earth, toward Namek, toward the planet. And then Vegeta, in a very iconic, no. And then he, Zarbon actually rams his head into the, and then he floats away right before impact. So he shoots him down and lets him go, and then the vehicle straight down into the dirt using his type of plow or bullet. And just to add insult to injury, it happened that it's so close to the main body of water over there on Namek that the crater rim actually springs a leak, and then in the leak comes a flow of water that comes in and washes over the principal Saiyans. Now, before I go on with this, let me just say that I like in the beginning when he says, I'll wipe that smug smile off your face, Vegeta, and he transforms. But before that, he does ha 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 ha, and then he looks Zarbon like nothing ever happened. I think that could be just animation error or wherever, but it's super cool. Almost kind of iconic too. So anyway, they have him where he plants this little Vegeta vegetable garden, which I believe is something that's copied from when he fought Raccoon, and he got Trunks too. So anyway, they show Zarbon flying away after that. I would that if you knew the Saiyans anatomy, and to get stronger with every near-death experience, Zarbon should very well easily blast him in another one of these attacks. But no, so for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, Vegeta climbs without the water, and then he grabs legs of a flying bird thing that looks just like Icarus on planet Earth from the Dragon Ball Z movies, Tree of Mind, and I think it was something else too with Icarus in it. But anyway, that must be a parallel evolutionary thing or something. So anyway, they have it where Vegeta drowns the bird. He pulls it under like a monster type of thing. Now it's real weird because they also show that Zarbon and Vegeta's fight so intense that actually makes the world bubble between underneath them. And then with the classic almost like a beam struggle between two of them, but the only thing was between Vegeta and Zarbon physically clashing with each other, and it was like really nice. And it was also my interesting when Zarbon powered up. Very much similar to what we will see with Goku powered to Specimen number 3. So anyway, afterwards, after Zarbon runs away like a long bitch. And Vegeta killed that little innocent little birdie. He ends up going on the shore, says, I will make you pay for what you've done already. All you did was make me stronger. Ha ha ha. And his face all bloody and burnt and all that. And it's so cool. Because in reality, when he does heal, he becomes so powerful that he can easily trunk Zarbon. Not only that, but not only was he more powerful, but the thing with Vegeta and then live, Zarbon unleashed all the tricks on Vegeta, so that Vegeta knows how to deal with him in the future. And its weak points, one being when Vegeta gets him when Zarbon has him in like a backlog, he keeps hitting him in the stomach. So that carries over to the next fight, I guess. Because I don't think Zarbon heals himself pretty well. So anyway, when that's all done with, you see that Goku is 350 times normal gravity. And he has an easier time of it than Darwood. But he keeps losing balance. And they also show that so he's training the other 4 people are training with King Kai and trying to capture bubbles. Even though by the end of it, it shows that Tien is over there chasing bubbles with Gregory's mallet. I think he might got someone confused there because you're always about to catch bubbles. And it's supposed to make them unconscious with a big hammer. But anyway, that was actually really funny. Because they show him running over King Kai's steak dinner, which I want a steak dinner like that. Look, remind me of the 76-ounce challenge in JR's restaurant. So anyway, each one doing that, and then with meet Tien Driver. Okay, but Goku training, he got amped up more now because 50 times gravity, nothing for him now. I guess it would be like me doing a 20-pound weight on something, then I'll be to like 30 and not being satisfied, then going 50, then not being satisfied with that, then going to the next step up like 70 or so poundage. So that's that. Nothing else ever happened to Zarbon again to that person. Yeah, well. But Krillin and Dede do make it to the Elder Guru's how's he end up? But the only problem is that the house is it's on like a very thin bluff, and it's very thin and very narrow, and I can't put it that way. I could support the weight of a house and two dynamics on top of it. Now, Krillin even remarks that Nail looks a lot like Piccolo. Again, with the racist marketing all to make it look alike. which I find offensive because I like green. No, I don't. Doesn't necessarily care about Asian people because they all look alike. And they don't. But this other group is really different from the others. Not only for his age, but his ugly at the moment. But then it's really exciting to see this guy. Because he is his grandfather, his direct father. Because Guru actually laid him out like a big omelet, a big green omelet. And I think it said that he don't want to eat for children. So anyway, rather than being the great-great-grandfather of Dende, he's like the direct father of Dende and the others on them. So he's very happy to see him. It's like all giddy and stuff. And they go up to the third floor. And you see this chair behind me? Well, let's put this way, this chair back here would take about half of a guru. You would need about twice the size of this chair to be able to fit guru in it. That big of a person. He's what happened. Comedy really let himself go between the pizzas and the alcohol. This guy's got to be one cheeseburger away from a heart attack. And he is very old too, almost to the point of dying, to the point that then they even said to him that now even said to him that he's very old, his time is almost near. So he will die shortly of natural causes anyway. Only freeze would come because of the heartbreak of seeing all the children dying on the dying world and the world that he loved so much in that make. So anyway, he showed that now Texan is more powerful than the others to defend the most sacred person in the whole Namekian type of land. And then they have him talking in a deep voice. And then I said to myself, I recognize that voice. It's the voice of Piccolo. So I think what they did it with the voice of Piccolo, Chris Sabat, because they didn't want to have him be like you want to emphasize that he's the father of all these Namekians. So they wanted to emphasize that in the voice actor. Yeah. And that probably wanted with Chris wanted more money, so he voiced the elder guru Namek, which in the real world, in our real world here, the word guru means a high spiritual leader in Hindu religion, and Namek was one of the big guys, one of the big gurus in the practice, the yoga or something like that. So it was like quite nice that they include that aspect in guru mean design. So yeah, but also it'll help like the 30 seconds with Gohan and Bulma back in the house in the cave, and she's like how can you be so calm when the war about to happen? And we all have ship and stuff like that. He said, well, I know everything gonna be fine. My dad's gonna come here and kick some ass and take names, and everything will be okay. Little does he know that everything will not be okay. Now, when Frieza gets involved, a whole big moves, both physically and reality-wise, and literally, I mean, sorry about that. So, yeah, let's see here, and so let's hear, I also like the way the door opens up to Guru's house there. And it's like you have noise for going up, and suddenly they're flash lady. That's kind of funny. Guru, knows like Chrome's there, like, can help out. And then his friend attended. And then he doesn't want nobody wants those flaws in that mix. Like Vegeta did, like Frieza doing his boys. So I like this episode. It's not too much filler, but there is filler in it. There's Goku going Namek, and the Bulma. You didn't need that. You already know that Goku's coming. You know that Bulma and go out and pretty much pour out of the sagas. But I like the fight with Zarbon and Vegeta. That was pretty epic, cool. And the part where they have then they Krillin going to see Namek. That was cool. Guru. That was pretty cool. But they just can't leave the Namekians alone with the race stuff. I know it ain't easy being green, but still it's kind of stupid lame that they always cracking jokes at the Namek's expense. And be like me cracking jokes at someone else black next to me or whatever. It's uncool. It's uncool, guys. And I hear that Piccolo and therefore the Mexians as a whole were pretty much Kira Toriyama's favorite people, favorite character. So why making so many jokes at their expense? So I thank you for watching my little review about the 14th episode of the second season of Dragon Ball Z, Zarbon's Surprise! Okay, so it was good. It's a lot in there, a lot of fighting, but one thing I don't like about the fighting in this one is that there's sort of trend of, whenever there's like a minute worth of lulls in the action, in which they just talk about stuff, and they talk about how much my power's increased, versus how much power you're increased, versus, dragging in dirt and stuff. And I like the way, Zarbon actually grabs Vegeta by the hair and drag him into a head crush. That right there is his money maker. The hair is his money maker. So to grab him like a little girl in a fight, really kind of funny. Also, let's see what else there. I just like the episode of Fighting Bricks and the fact that Vegeta pretty much said, I'll get you next time, Zarbon. Next time. It's kind of funny. So, I give this episode my happy face silver because it's badass, it's funny. Vegeta finally got what he deserved. In my way, I don't like it when they do that thing where Light doesn't keep last. You got time to move it, like the other way, and then it actually they put in R while the person is charging a bomb machine and stuff. You know, fly away, move away, teleport out of the way. Don't it'll be like a sitting target right there. The barrage of attacks, you know it's coming, but it feels like we're here. When I see more of my videos and such, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Well, if you want, you can always contact me for any future information on my future stuff. Call me or text me at my cell phone number. You can call me or text me at my cell phone number at 631-707-3707. Or if you like, you can always reach me by follow me on Twitter at PNelsonPro, or actually if you prefer it, my email is at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. Also, my I would like to recommend this anime for anyone that likes anime, of course, sci-fi stuff, or comedy routines and all that. And I would like to thank Kira Toriyama and my usual plus Kira, Goku, and the whole anime. Amen. Rest in peace, sweet prince. So peace out, my brothers and sisters. And I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in the internet land. Sayonara and ciao ciao.